Welcome back, Devils fans. It is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, where we are talking New Jersey Devils hockey all year long. Please hit that subscribe button, smash the like, share with a friend. Thank you very much. And our beloved New Jersey Devils are about to embark on a 5-game road trip. But before we get into all that, let's just take a look back. Coming off that less than stellar road trip on the West Coast, the Devils came home for a 3-game homestand and got 5 of a potential 6 points. A homestand that I am very happy with. A very exciting homestand, I may add. We go to the 6th against the Canadians. Devils down 3-2 late. Timomeier in front of the net ties it up late, and then Bratter wins it with a beautiful goal in overtime. Gives the Devils the win over the Habs on the 6th. And then we go to Saturday the 8th. Tough game against Sidney Crosby and the Penguins. Really tough game. Devils pull it out 2-1 in a shootout. Once again, Bratter comes up big in the shootout. Paul Cotter scored in the shootout. Devils win that one 2-1. And then the third and final game of the homestand on the 10th, Monday night against the Islanders. It looked like the Devils' home magic may have continued, and it almost did. Devils down 2-1 late. Shimo Nemitz blasts one past Sorokin to tie it up with 5 seconds left, forcing the overtime. And unfortunately, our boys fell. That was painful, and I was in the building for that. Devils lose 3-2 in overtime to the Islanders, but overall a 3-game homestand, which saw them go 2-0-1, getting 5 of the potential 6 points. I am certainly happy with that. There's going to be people that are not happy no matter what. It is what it is, but 5 out of 6, really good stuff from the boys on home ice. The Devils are now 7-0-1 at home. Let's give it up for the boys, performing big at the Rock. And hopefully that continues all season long and into the playoffs. And hopefully we are attending playoff games in June, because I love nothing more than going to Devils games in shorts and enjoying those ice-cold beers outside on Championship Plaza. Would be so nice in June. So we take a look at the Metropolitan Division standings, and the New Jersey Devils, my friends, in that number 1 spot, 11-4-1 with 23 points, a points percentage of .719. That is absolutely beautiful. Followed by the Canes at 11-5 for 22 points, .688, and so on and so forth. You see there in third place the Pens, Flyers, Islanders, the Rangers, Caps, and Blue Jackets. The Metropolitan Division may end up being much better than people thought. I think Devils, Canes, Pens, and potentially even the Flyers could give teams trouble. And you saw the Islanders. They're not a bad team. And they're still in the mix. It's super early in the season, plenty of hockey left to be played, and this could definitely change some, obviously, over the course of the season. Hopefully the Devils and Canes could kind of pull away and duke it out down the stretch for that division title. Would love to see the Devils finish in first, but all that matters is that they stay healthy, that they're playing good hockey into the playoffs, and I do believe in this group. I really believe in this group. First place in the division. Let's look at the conference, and what do you know? The New Jersey Devils, your New Jersey Devils, my New Jersey Devils, our beloved New Jersey Devils, number 1 spot in the entire East with those 23 points as of when this was recorded. There's games going on right now, so this was recorded, while there was games in progress. But at the very moment of recording, this is the standings. Devils in first place there, 7-19, and then again the Canes. The top 2 spots occupied by Metropolitan Division teams, and you have the Canadians in third, Bruins, Pens, Senators, etc., etc. Number 1 in the conference, guys. Number 1 in the conference, and we look at the league. We take a look at the entire NHL, and that puts the New Jersey Devils in third, trailing only the Ducks and Avalanche. Not too shabby. Third place in the entire league. And so, the one thing I have to say before we look at the upcoming games, through 16 games, I do not believe there is a logical fan on the planet that would not have signed up to be 11-4-1 and have 23 points through 16 games played. I thought this team was going to be good, and you guys know that, going back from the summer, but I did not think they would be this good. And this is with the team being decimated by injuries. I'm not making excuses. The reality is the reality. This team is nowhere near full strength. Nowhere near. And despite that, despite losing everybody, starting the season off without Nason, starting off the season without Kovacevic, and then during the season, Connor Brown's now hurt. Pesci went down. Dougie Hamilton hurt. I mean, everyone's hurt. Dodonov hurt. Tons of injuries. And despite all that, the New Jersey Devils, first in the conference. It truly is amazing. I have to say, it truly is amazing. Right now, the Devils are playing at a 118-point pace, despite all these injuries. Think about that. An 118-point pace. Now, will they finish with that many points or more? I mean, it's going to be tough to even replicate the success they've had thus far over the course of a whole season, even with the other guys coming back. That would set a new franchise record, obviously, by 6 points, eclipsing the 112 points during that beautiful, beautiful 22-23 season. But if they could play anywhere near this level, they're going to be a dangerous team. And this is with tons of guys out of the lineup. This is with tons of guys out of the lineup. That's what you have to realize. This is a much weaker version of the New Jersey Devils. When they are at full strength, I'm excited for it. Or at least close to full strength. With the way the injury plague has gone, honestly, we may never have all of our guys healthy at once. That might be the reality, and it's unfortunate. But if we get close to full health, I do think there's another level for this team to hit, and the best is yet to come, in my opinion. But I, right now, as a New Jersey Devils fan, am absolutely ecstatic with where we are through 16 games. When the schedule came out, everyone's like, oh, the Devils will be lucky to be 500. We might win 4 games. Devils fans and fans of other teams talking all kinds of smack. And with the brutal schedule through October, because let's be real, it was brutal, starting off on the road for 3 games, then playing tons of good teams throughout the month of October, this team has stood in there and thrived. They've been thriving with all these injuries. And so I am super, super happy with where the team is right now and look forward to what the rest of the season has in store for us, because I do think this team is going to take us on a fun ride, my friends. I think it is going to be a fun ride. We take a look at the upcoming road trip for the boys, and it starts Wednesday the 12th in Chicago. Chicago looks much better this season, guys. They really do. They have a lot of good young talent, and they are looking to claw for a playoff spot. That will really be a good first road test for the Devils. And then on Saturday the 15th in DC to play Alexander Ovechkin, the freshly crowned 900 goal scorer. It's absolutely phenomenal what Ovechkin has been able to do and for how long over the course of his career. But the Capitals obviously look like they are falling off a bit from last season. They were a great regular season team. I felt like all season long, everyone kept saying, oh, they're not going to maintain this, they're going to fall off, and they really never did. But obviously the playoffs are another story. But another tough one for the Devils, Saturday in DC. And then they hit the state of Florida for a matchup with the Tampa Bay Lightning on Tuesday the 18th. And finishing up in Florida on Thursday the 20th against the Florida Panthers. The defending back-to-back Cup champs are obviously hit with tons of injuries as well, and as a result are struggling this season. I do think they make the playoffs. A lot of people are thinking they're not. I just can't see it. I think they make the playoffs, but it might be tough for them. I don't know. We'll see. They've played a ton of hockey over the past couple of years, and maybe it's finally taking their toll on them in addition to the injuries. But we'll see how that goes. But 2 games in the state of Florida, and then wrapping up the road trip Saturday the 22nd in Philly against the Flyers. As I've said forever on this channel, folks, there are no easy games in the NHL. Every team is trying to win on every night, and on any given night, any team can beat any other team. These are 5 decently tough teams on the road, in my opinion. Now, what does this Devils team do? How do they respond after their last road trip? I mean, that West Coast one was tragic. If it wasn't for the marquee theft in LA, the Devils may have went 0-4 on that West Coast road trip, honestly. And they probably deserve to. But shout out to Jacob Markstrom. What an outing in LA. Stole 2 points and got us the only win on that West Coast road trip. But now we have the next road trip. After the 3-game homestand, how do they fare in this one? And these are 10 big potential points on the table heading into the final week of November. Wow, guys. Obviously, I would love to win all 5. I want the team to go 5-0. Realistically, I think out of the 10 points, I really want to see them go 3-2 at a minimum. I would really like to see them go 3-2 to get 6 out of 10 points. That's 600 hockey, which again is going to lower our average. Right now we're playing at 719. That's going to be extremely difficult to maintain for a whole season. 118 points would just be pure insanity, but I would love to see it. That would potentially get them a President's Trophy, which again would be nice to win, but I don't really care about that. All I care about is the Stanley Cup. But a President's Trophy en route to a cup would be nice, and maybe some individual awards as well. Maybe Nico gets that Selkie. Probably a topic for another video. But 5 big games on the road. Got to go 3-2 in my opinion. Pick up 6 out of 10 points. Now, obviously, 3-1-1 would be even better. 7 out of 10 points. That's just a hair below how they're playing currently at that 7-19. And then obviously 4-1 for 8 points. We're getting greedy now. Now we're in greedy territory. 8 out of 10. Then obviously you could go 4-0-1 for the 9 points, which would be wild. And then obviously 5-0 is just the dream. 10 points. I'm going to predict predictions. I'm not going to break it down per game. I think on this 5-game trip, and it could be a little optimistic of me, maybe, but I do believe in this group, and I have, and they're finding ways to win. Going to have to embrace maybe some of those old school Devils hockey kind of games, winning 2-1, maybe 3-2. I think you're going to see a lot of those this season, guys, and I said that in the summer. With goaltending usually being good, we've seen some shaky outings here and there, but overall, our goaltending is pretty damn good. With solid goaltending, with very good defense, when healthy, again, our whole right side is out, so the defense is slightly more questionable at the moment, but they're still playing decent, in my opinion. Got us win some of these low-scoring affairs and stay in games late and find ways to steal points and wins, and the Devils have been able to do that. I'm going to predict on the 5 games they go 3-1-1. I think they get the 7 out of 10 points. I obviously want more, but I think they do get 7 out of 10 on this 5-game road trip, and I think that would be beautiful heading into the final week of November, where they have condensed schedule in the Thanksgiving week. 4 games in 6 nights, 3 of them at the Rock. 3 big ones at the Rock to close out the month of November, but I'm fired up, guys. This team has overachieved. I think most people would say even if we had no injuries whatsoever, to have the record we have right now would be an overachievement. Think about that. Think about that. No pundits or media, no one would have said the Devils would have this record. No one would have predicted it. And that's assuming there was no injuries. And we've had tons of them. And so for anyone to be anything less than just elated right now with where this Devils team is a doomer probably, or a variation of a doomer. But take a step back and enjoy it. It has been a fun season thus far. And like I said, with guys coming back, I think the best is still yet to come. And this team can be scary, guys. I believe in this team. I believe in this team wholeheartedly. And I think as the season goes on, many of you that are kind of on the fence right now will come to the light. Some of you over-exaggerated after the West Coast trip, and I get it. It was a bad road trip. It was painful to watch. I was coming on here doing post-game lives at dumb early hours of the morning, the wee hours, to listen to people doom and read chats of nonsense, but we're past that now. That West Coast road trip, that's a thing of the past. Solid homestand for the boys, out for 5 games here, and I'm hoping for the best. I would love to see the 7 points. That's my official prediction. 3-1-1 on the 5-game trip, 7 out of 10. That'd be beautiful. But let me know what you guys think. What are your predictions for the road trip? How many points or whatever record, whatever you want to put out there in the comments. Your predictions. What do you guys think about the team thus far? The Doomers, I'm sure, are going to have their say and, put whatever nonsense they're going to put. That all comes to the territory. But yeah, you guys already know the drill. Anything, everything Devils hockey, throw it out there in the comments. I enjoy talking to most of you. I'll be back soon. I'm obviously cooking up tons of stuff in the lab, as always. If you're newer to the channel, thank you for watching. Appreciate the support. If you're not familiar with the post-game lives, after MSG goes off the air at the post-game show, I come on here and do what I call the post-game live, where I talk about the game and I pull up tons of your comments and we talk about it all. And it's a happy place after wins, and it's sometimes a little dicey after losses, but we're there every game. So check that out. I'll put a link in the description for the previous post-game live so you can get an idea of what that is. For the longer time fans, Mike Peluso interview, check it out. I'll put the link in the description for that as well. Did a pretty entertaining interview with 1995 Stanley Cup champion Mike Peluso. Mike tells great stories. I thoroughly enjoyed that interview. One of my childhood favorites, but for old school fans, definitely check that out. Or even for, newer or younger fans that want to hear from a legend of yesteryear, check it out. But back soon. Tons of stuff in the works. Looking forward to this road trip. This season's been awesome. It's been fun to watch this team, and like I said, the best is yet to come. But I'll be back soon. Thank you all for watching. I love you all. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go.